Biodiversity and Conservation, Session 4. In this module, we are going to learn about the causes of biodiversity loss. Dear children, in the last module, we learned about the mass extinctions. And this accelerated rate of species extinctions that our world is facing is largely due to human activities. And there are four major causes for biodiversity loss. They are habitat loss and fragmentation, overexploitation, alien species invasions, and co-extinctions. These four major causes are called as the evil quartet. They are called as the evil quartet. First, let us learn about habitat loss and fragmentation. The main cause of extinction of species in this biosphere is the destruction of the habitat, that is a place where they live. Examples are the tropical rainforest, once covering about 14% of the land surface. Now it occupies only 6% of the land area. The Amazon rainforest, called as the lungs of the planet, is being cut and cleared for two reasons. One is cultivation of soya bean, and two is conversion of these forests to grasslands for raising beef cattle. And due to these two reasons, that is cultivation of soya bean and conversion to grasslands for raising beef cattle, the Amazon rainforest, its total cover has been reduced. So that is the main reason. Habitat loss is the main reason for the extinction of species. When large habitats are broken into small fragments, that is fragmentation, due to various human activities, mammals and birds who require large territories or areas, and certain animals who have migratory habits. These migratory habit species are also badly affected, leading to their population decline. And we know the mammals and birds who require large territories find it difficult to live in very small areas, and that leads to their extinctions. The degradation of many habitats by pollution also threatens the survival of many species, and many have extincted in the last 500 years. So that is about habitat loss and fragmentation. Next, let us learn about overexploitation. Overexploitation takes place when humans need turns to greed. We know humans receive a large number of services from the nature. And when this need turns to greed, it results in overexploitation. It results in degradation and extinction of the resources. Examples are stellar sea cow and passenger's pigeon, which have been extincted due to overexploitation by humans. Alien species invasion. Alien species means a species which is introduced from outside its normal distribution. And when these species are introduced into a new habitat, their establishment may modify that particular ecosystem or habitat. And when these alien species, or it's called as exotic species, they are introduced unintentionally or deliberately, either it is due to deliberate reason or without a reason, some become so invasive and cause harmful impact, resulting in extinction of the indigenous species, that which is living in that particular habitat. So that becomes extinct due to the invasive species which has been introduced either deliberately or unknowingly. Examples of alien species invasion are the Nile perch. It's a large predator fish. We can see the picture of the Nile perch. And when this perch was introduced in Lake Victoria in East Africa, it caused the extinction of an ecologically unique species called as the kiklet fish in that particular lake. And due to the introduction of Nile perch, it led to the extinction of the African kiklet fish. Second example is the invasion or introduction of the African catfish called as Clarias garipinus. And this introduction of this African catfish into India is causing a threat or extinction of the indigenous catfishes in India. So that is a second example. The third example is the invasive weed species Parthenium, called as carrot grass. We can see the picture of Parthenium, lantana, and Eichhornia, commonly called as water hyacinth. All these weeds were invasive weed species, and this invasion has causes the environmental damage and is posing threat to the native species in our country. And last cause is co-extinction. When a species becomes extinct, the plant and animal species associated with it in an obligatory manner. Obligatory means that organism cannot survive without the other organism or its co-partner will also become extinct. For example, if a host fish species becomes extinct, all the parasites which are found or which are exclusively dependent on that particular host will also become extinct. Another example is the co-evolved plant and the pollinator. The plant and the pollinator have been co-evolved and they exist in a mutualistic relationship, equally dependent on each other. And the extinction of that pollinator will also result in the extinction of that plant because they are co-evolved and they exist in a mutualistic interaction. So that is an example of co-extinctions. Dear children, in this module, we learned about the four major causes. The evil quartet, namely habitat loss and fragmentation, overexploitation, alien species invasions, and co-extinctions. Thank you.